I know I shared Ephesians with you a couple of days ago, but there's more to this. Let me just run through this quickly because I want to add on to what I said the other day. Remember in Ephesians it says, look, you cannot, I'm paraphrasing horribly, you can't live as the people of the world do, as the Gentiles do. You can't. In the futility of their thinking. Think of that, the futility of their thinking. They are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God. Is that true? Do you believe that people are darkened in their understanding? How can people not notice what's happening to their own lives because of the way they vote? They're darkened from their understanding. They're separated from the life of God. And listen, because of the ignorance that is in them due to the hardening of their hearts. Meaning, I'm not listening to you. I won't listen to reason anymore. I won't talk to you anymore. I've hardened my heart to anything that is outside of my worldview. And it goes on, having lost all sensitivity. Wow. Think of this, just with what porn does on the internet. You lose all sensitivity. It's got to get worse and worse and worse. Having lost all sensitivity, they've given themselves over to sensuality as to indulge in every kind of impurity, and they are full of greed. This describes today. And then he says, but that's not the way of life you learned. When you heard about Christ, you were taught in him accordance with the truth. So you were taught the truth. This is not about them. This is about us. It's not good enough just not to be them. Nowhere does God say, you know what? Just don't be that guy. Just don't be like those guys. That's not what he says. He just says, you were taught better than that. You know better than that. He goes on, you were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires. You were taught to be made new in the attitude of your mind and put on a new self. So, he's really not judging those people. He's judging us. Have you forgotten? You have to put off all falsehood and all lies. Speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are members of one body. He doesn't say speak truthfully to the people you like. He says to your neighbor who you are supposed to love. And in your anger, don't sin. Don't let the sun go down while you're still angry. Don't give the devil a foothold. Anyone who's stealing, listen to this, anyone who's stealing must steal no longer, but must work. Now that sounds like a Republican policy. You can't steal, you have to work. But there's not a period after there. There is a comma, which the Republicans don't get. You must work doing something useful with your hands that you might have something to share with those in need. It's not work just so you can enrich yourself. It is work so you can choose to share with others. We have lost that. We've lost much of this ability. So now, where do we go from here? 60 seconds. Let me tell you a little bit about Goldline. Yeah, I'm the crazy guy you always hear on the radio hollering about how you need to buy some gold before the world ends or something. Kind of fine with that. Here's the deal. You need to look into investing at least a portion of your portfolio, anything that you have, into precious metals. I mean, real, physical, precious metals. Don't get paper gold. For the love of Pete, don't do that. It's not going to mean much. I got all this gold and paper, and I have a vegetable now. If you don't have actual physical gold, it's time for you to consider getting some gold or silver or any precious metal. You don't have to put your entire portfolio in. That's madness. Even if you have some gold, it's worth considering whether or not you have enough. There's no more time-tested hedge against economic insanity than gold. And that's where Goldline comes in. And to celebrate the launch of the new Mayflower silver and gold round, they want to include, at no cost, 5 silver coins, 5 copper coins, with every tube of the new quarter-ounce gold Mayflower commemorative. This is something that I designed. It's a part of a series. Goldline is asking you to take advantage of this special today. I am as well. You don't get this kind of special very often. It's 866-GOLDLINE. 866-GOLDLINE or goldline.com. 10 seconds, station ID. Here's what you need to learn. This is the last thing that we need to learn. That you have everything you need. You have everything you need. You've been enriched in every way with all kinds of speech and knowledge. You get that from God. You don't lack anything. You need a spiritual gift, you have it. And God will keep you firm until the end because He is faithful to things that are true. We can't divide ourselves. We have to be united in truth. And here's what's great. The message of salvation, that's crazy talk to people who are, on the other side denying all reality. But that's the point. God said, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, the intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. So where is that wise person that we trust, that really is truly wise now in the ways of the world? Is the world wise? Where's the teacher of the law? Where's the philosopher? There's no one that it fits into those categories that you're like, oh yeah, I trust him. He's really, really wise. Because the world is not wise. God is wiser than human wisdom. Weakness of God is stronger than any strength. When we first started our spiritual life, how many of us were wise by human standards? How many of us were really influential? How many of us were born to the right family and had the right wealth? Very few, I would imagine. Those of us who really converted probably really struggled for a long time, because that's how you find the truth, through struggle. And that's when you chose God or God chose you, when you were weak, when you were lowly, when you were despised. And that's why you have so much power. You have so much power because you are weak. You are lowly. You're not part of the wise counsel that everybody wants to be a part of now. You're not seeking fame. If we seek the truth, no matter where it takes us, all will be better than well. We will heal our nation. That should be our goal. That should be our path. Look to the people who have done it politically, and that's clear in Florida. And then look inside of yourself and rely on God. Eddie wrote in about his experience with Relief Factor. He says, about a year ago, I was bent over like an old man. I could barely stand up straight. I had really bad back pain, and I dreaded even going to the